everybody! Warfade here, welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Yes, I know my face cam is covering up the 2, but I need it here for a reason, which you'll see when we get to the game. I had a problem with the audio, and the audio was like, that audio is not correct. The audio of the game was not picking up correctly. It's like, why? It's like it is nowhere near as loud as it should be. And, that's why. I don't know if I might need to turn the audio down. Crap. You know what? I'm going to turn it down. There, I turned the audio down just a teensy little bit of the game. Just a teensy little bit. I think it was a little too loud. But it's better than not having audio, which is what I had a problem with earlier, where the audio wasn't being picked up. But yeah, I'm ready to start Five Nights at Freddy's 2 after having gotten my second vaccine shot, and I'm all good. I'm all rested up now, and we're gonna start. So let's just begin. Let's just start. Up on a great reopening, Vintage Pizzeria given new life. Come be a part of the new face of Freddy Fazbear Pizza. What could go wrong? $150 a week. That's less money than last time. Less money than last time. Screw you. I had to move my keyboard a little bit so that I could get a little more room. There we go. But I also need the keyboard for control, so it's a little awkward. I will admit.
Hello and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Nice guy.
I'm here to talk you through some of the things you can expect to see during your first week here and to help you get started down this new and exciting career path. Now, I want you to forget anything you may have heard about the old locations, some people still have a somewhat negative impression of the company.
Yeah,
that old restaurant was kind of left to rot for quite a while, but I want to reassure you, Fazbear Entertainment is committed to family fun and above all, safety.
Really now?
They've spent a small fortune
Wonderful.
on these new animatronics. Facial recognition, advanced mobility. They even let them walk around during the day. Isn't that neat? But
No.
most importantly,
It's not neat.
they're all tied into some kind of criminal database so they can detect a predator a mile away. Heck, we should be paying them to guard you. Now that being said, no new system is without its kinks. You're only the second guard to work at that location. The first guy finished his week but complained about conditions. We switched him over to the day shift. So, hey, lucky you, right? Mainly he expressed concern that certain characters seemed to move around at night and even attempted to get into his office. Now, from what we know, that should be impossible. That restaurant should be the safest place on Earth. So while our engineers don't really have an explanation for this, the working theory is that the robots were never given a proper night mode. So when it gets quiet, they think they're in the wrong room. So then they go try to find where the people are, and in this case, that's your office. So our temporary solution is this.
Don't stare at
There's a
me.
music box over by the prize counter, and it's rigged to be wound up remotely. So just every once in a while, switch over to the prize counter video feed and wind it up for a few seconds. It doesn't seem to affect all of the animatronics, but it does affect one of them.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And as for the rest of them, we have an even easier solution. You see, there may be a minor glitch in the system, something about the robot seeing you as an endoskeleton without its costume on and wanting to stuff you into the suit. So hey, we've given you an empty Freddy Fazbear head. Problem solved. You can put it on any time and leave it on for as long as you want. Eventually anything that wandered in will wander back out. Something else worth mentioning is kind of the quirky modern design of the building. You may have noticed there are no doors for you to close. But hey, you have a light, and even though your flashlight can run out of power, the building cannot. So don't worry about the place going dark. Well, I think that's it. You should be golden. Check the lights, put on the Freddy head if you need to. Keep the music box wound up. Piece of cake. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I can immediately tell that I do not feel comfortable with the amount of room I have on my desk. It is not enough. Oh, there's not enough room on this desk for what we need to do here. Oh, jeez. Wind! Wind the music box. Yeah. He died in the last game, but whatever. That's not important. What's important is that Toy Bonnie is gone. And what's also important is the fact that the nights in this game are not as long as the first game. The first game had nights that lasted 8 minutes and 55 seconds. This time the nights last 7 minutes. So I don't know if that means I'll make it so that we'll have 3 nights each part, or if I'll still keep 2 nights. I don't know. But hi. That's a concern. That is a big concern. I have such an awkward setup here with the way I need to do this. Unlike the first game where you only have the mouse, now I do need to have control for the way that this is set up. And my keyboard is not a wireless keyboard, so the way it's set up is awkward in order to give me more room. And it kind of sucks. Kind of awkward because I do have this mic here, which I'm going to actually move a bit just to give me a little bit more room. And move the mouse is not wireless either, by the way. My mouse is not a wireless mouse either. So it's kind of a massive pain. It's a bit of a pain to move around and get used to this because I have a little setup. Also, I heard him in the vent. Oh god, I moved the mouse over to the second monitor again. That's gonna be a problem. I can already tell that this setup is gonna be a problem. Also, I need to start practicing to do that, to put the mask on immediately once I'm done with the camera. Once I'm done with the box, I need to get the practice of that. Or I'm gonna be in major trouble if I don't practice that. Yeah, I'm immediately starting to practice stuff again, just to get used to the setup. I hear ya! Toy Bonnie, are you coming or not? Ah, you're coming. Okay. Line up the music box. Toy Chica's coming. Great. Great. Are you gone, Chica? You ain't got your beak anymore and your eyeballs are gone. It's kind of creepy. Why would you do that? Do that just to freak me out, you jerk. Also, this is kind of probably going to be the only night I actually am able to look around the building and go anywhere out of Cam 11. Which is a shame because I really like the pizzeria of FNAF 2. I like its design, but you're stuck on one cam. Even more than the first game where you're on Pirate's Cove. At least you could look around for Freddy, and that was the thing until 420, of course. Oh, that was a lucky night. That was a lucky night. But in this game, you're just stuck on Cam 11 on the prize corner the entire time, and it's like, oh my god, I like the design of this building, I like the design of the second game's pizzeria, but you don't get to look at it. You're stuck on Cam 11 just the entire time. See, you're already started. Jeez.
Hello? See, I told you your first night wouldn't be a problem. You're a natural. By now I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room.
Yes.
Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them. They even started retrofitting them with some of the newer technology, but they were just so ugly, you know? And the smell.
Okay.
So the company decided to just go in a whole new direction and make them super kid-friendly.
Great.
Those older ones shouldn't be able to walk around, but if they do, the whole Freddy head trick should work on them too, so whatever. I love those old characters. Did you ever see Foxy the Pirate? Oh wait, Foxy. Oh yeah, Foxy. Hey listen, glitchy. I'm not sure if the Freddy head trick will work on Foxy. If for some reason he activates during the night and you see him standing at the far end of the hall, just flash your light at him from time to time. Those older models would always get disoriented with bright lights. It would cause a system restart or something. Come to think of it, you might want to try that on any room where something undesirable might be. It might hold him in place for a few seconds. That glitch might have carried over to the newer models too. One more thing, don't forget the music box. I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere. I don't think the Freddy mask will fool it, so just don't forget the music box. Anyway, I'm sure it won't be a problem. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks. I was wondering when they were going to start appearing. Because I don't hear the danger music yet. There's music that signifies when the animatronics are close in this game, and I don't hear it. Which is good. I heard you. I really should just stick on this. Yeah, I heard Balloon Boy, which is an animatronic that the phone guy never talks about. And he goes, don't get in the office or he'll steal your batteries like a annoying little jerk. This is being surprisingly calm. I know it's only 2 a.m., but this is a little calm. Like, I'm not hearing the danger music, so I don't feel the need to have to check the vents yet.
Hello.
Oh, I'm hearing that.
Hi.
Now I hear danger music. They're starting, 2 a.m. and they're starting, great. Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is definitely a much harder game than the first game. It ramps things up a lot when it's difficulty. Like, the first 2 nights are fine, but once we're past the second night, the game's gonna ramp it up, and we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Like, the first 2 nights are very reasonable, and then the game kicks into overdrive. Starting on the 3rd night. Wow, I need to get better at that. Wow. I'm in major trouble if I get better at that. You're gone. When's Toy Bonnie to come so I can complain about him and want to punch him in the face all the time? Because Toy Bonnie is the worst. Toy Bonnie is the worst animatronic in this game, and that is beyond a shadow of a doubt. Oh, Foxy, go away, go away, go away, go away. Go away, Foxy, go away. Okay, Foxy's gone. Balloon Boy moved because I heard him live. Okay. Good. 4 a.m. That's good. I think Balloon Boy just entered the vent. Left the vent and someone entered the vent at the same time. I can't tell. That's the thing. There's not a... The sound for entering the vent and leaving the vent is the same. And it's a major problem I have with this game, actually. I do wish the sound of animatronic entering the vent, the sound of them leaving the vent was different. But they are the same sound, and that's a problem I have with this game. It's like, they were different, the sounds were different. It would be so nice if they were different. Toy Freddy's there. He's coming. Toy Freddy's gonna come for another attack. Right? Jesus. Yeah, obviously I'm not home alone doing this today. Foxy? That's why Toy Bonnie is the worst. He takes the longest to go away. He'll go in front of your mask and take the longest to go away, which is a problem when you need to wind the music box. Okay, good. First two nights good. It's about to ramp up. Ugh. Hi, Chica. Stop staring at me. I'm just your friend, Freddy Fazbear. Don't stare at me like I'm a weirdo. Like I'm not one of you. I'm fine. Third night, great. Right. I'm being quiet for the phone calls.
Hello? Think I told you you wouldn't have any problems? Did, Foxy ever appear in the hallway?
Yes.
Probably not. I was just curious. Like I said, he was always my favorite. They tried to remake Foxy, you know? They thought the first one was too scary, so they redesigned him to be more kid-friendly and put him in Kids Cove to keep the toddlers entertained, you know? But kids these days just can't keep their hands to themselves. The staff literally had to put Foxy back together at the end of every shift. Eventually they just stopped trying and left him as some kind of take-apart, put-back-together attraction. Now he's just a mess of parts. I think the employees refer to him as just the mangle. Oh hey, before I go, I wanted to ease your mind about any rumors you might have heard lately. You know how these local stories come and go and seldom mean anything. I can personally assure you that whatever is going on out there, however tragic it may be, has nothing to do with our establishment. It's all rumor and speculation, people trying to make a buck, you know. Our guard during the day has reported nothing unusual, and he's on watch from opening till close. Okay, well anyway, hang in there and I'll talk with you tomorrow.
You done? I didn't hear a hang-up sound. I didn't hear like a hang-up of the phone. Yeah, no, there's nothing weird going on. Our guard reported nothing unusual during the day. Nothing. Really. Also, my flashlight already. I'm using it a little too much. I think Withered Chica moved. Great. That sucks. That sucks. Foxy's here. I don't need to be too conscientious about everything until this music starts showing up, which it's just gonna constantly keep playing the entire night on later nights. Hey, if it's supposed to hold them in place, I'm gonna do that every once in a while because I can afford to do so during this early night before they come and get me. They come and get my booty and rip my face off. Hate it. They're so aggressive in this game. I know it's only a night 3, but incredibly aggressive. They're gonna get very aggressive.
Hi.
Of course, that's because it's only 2 a.m. on night 3. The night hasn't really even started at all. Although Balloon Boy's on the move. And with her body was gone. Crap. Yeah, Foxy's here. Didn't flash down the hallway enough. And then he's gone. That was fast. Withered Freddy move? I think he did. Pretty sure flashing them in the gamers does hold them in place for a bit and slow them down, which is good, but not the most helpful when you have to focus entirely on this music box, and you can't wind it up. You have to wind it up on cam 11. You can't wind it up while you're on any other camera. No. It has to be cam 11. Really annoying. It's incredibly annoying. And you get used to putting it on immediately after the camera goes. Oh, wait, they're Bonnie. I think Balloon Boy's coming. Why you put on the mask immediately once you are done finding out the music box, because the withered animatronics are a jerk and will do that. Also, fun little thing. Toy Bonnie will come to your right, and Toy Chica will come to your left, and Withered Bonnie will come to your left, and Withered Chica will come to your right. Which is how they were in FNAF 1, but the toys are the reverse of that, which is really cool. Really neat little detail I just wanted to point out while I focus. And I need to be careful about my flashlight. Something entered the vent. I'm gonna guess it's Withered Bonnie. I'm guessing it's Withered Bonnie. I don't feel like checking. I don't feel like checking to see if it is. Hi, Foxy, go away. Oops. I'm lucky. Ha 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 ha! Oh, double team. Okay. Balloon Boy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, anyone? Oh, I was worried and I screwed up at the end there.